Hi guys, welcome to Inceptor Gaming. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and also drop a note in the comments about the type of RTS or simulation games you like to play. So today's game will be Wargame European Escalation. It's been out for a number of years now. I've had it for a long time and to be honest it's one of my favourites. I do really enjoy it. Okay, so first off we're going to start with a bit of background on the situation at the time.
Fall of Phnom Penh, the Khmer Rouge seizes power. April 30th, 1975, fall of Saigon. The United States Embassy is evacuated. May 1975, start of tensions between Cambodia and Vietnam. China and the USSR fight for control of Southeast Asia through their respective allies. July 17th, 1975, the Apollo-Soyuz space mission underlines the US-Soviet policy of détente. August 1st, 1975, signature of the Helsinki Accords to try to calm East-West tensions. December 19th, 1975, the East German soldier Werner Weinhold deserts to the west, killing 2 border guards during his escape. December 20th, 1975, the GDR demands the extradition of Weinhold to answer for the double murder. Bonn refuses. December 21st, 1975, border guards are on high alert on both sides of the Iron Curtain. The tension is at its peak between the two Germanys. Border guards have reported a skirmish in the area of Grafhorst. West German intelligence has detected movement from Panzerausbildungsregiment 19 not far from the border. The Panzer Brigade 2 is put on alert. Border guards have confirmed a violation of the territory of the Federal Republic by the East Germans. The Chancellery in Bonn declares a state of war.
Okay, so here we go then, getting into the first level. This level is a bit of more of a tutorial mission to be fair than anything else, so it can be quite frustrating deleting all the tooltips that pop up.
In the area of Grafhorst, at least 1 mechanized battalion. Armored units have been spotted crossing the Iron Curtain at the crossing point. A border guard patrol group has reported being under enemy fire. It sounds like they need help.
Okay, so here we are now getting to the first mission. For those of you who are not aware, there was a time in Germany's history when it was literally divided between East and West, with a massive wall known as the Berlin Wall separating East and West Germany. That was the height of the Cold War. There was a lot of distrust between the Soviet pact on the east and NATO. I forgot actually how long the level takes to start off initially. The game's a bit slow at this point, I'm afraid. I suppose it's designed just to look kind of cool, but yeah, it's a bit frustrating, like I say, with the old tooltips that do pop up nice and regularly. Okay, so here we go then, starting off with our tanks. These are Leopards. First enemy encounter is going to be against T-34s, which are no match. It is surprising actually, during the Cold War, East Germany did have a lot of very old, outdated Soviet equipment. Some of that stuff was a little bit better, but generally they were quite far behind the West. Just going to move my tanks into position on top of the hill with the bushes. Okay, we can see in the distance there then, we've got a couple of enemy T-34s. Basically no match at all for the Leopards, which I'm using here, but it is the first level of the game. The levels do get a bit harder as time goes on, but this initial first level, it is pretty easy to be fair. It's more of a tutorial level this one, to be honest. Okay, so there's my tanks, picking up the target and engaging. Too many tooltips on this level though as well, which is kind of frustrating. And even I believe the first couple of levels do have a number of tooltips in there as well, which you can't really do anything about apart from get rid of them. Also, as well as your units gain experience, their accuracy and everything does improve as well. So you see the enemy there is routing. although he's actually moving forward towards me, which is seems a bit odd if you're routing, but not to worry. Okay, both tanks are gone, and shortly the game will be speeding up because I've added some time compression just to make it a little bit more interesting. There we go, there's the time compression. You'll notice the two green icons on the left there, moving from west to east. Those are allied units, I believe they're recon, so they've identified those tanks on the bridge there, which I'm now engaging. Okay, one tank is pulling back and one tank has been destroyed. Just going to move my leopards in closer, there we go. So first objective complete. Okay, second objective then is to recon area Bravo. I'm going to move my tanks out into the bush. There we go, there's the recon unit coming down behind, which has now been assigned to me. So the game is basically temporarily taking control of the tanks off me and wants me to focus on only using my recon unit. To be fair as well, it is also best where possible to use recon units or recon vehicles and tanks in combination, just because the optics on your tanks is not particularly good, especially earlier on in the game. So your recon units are a good asset to have if you're mingling recon vehicles with tanks. Same with infantry as well. If you're going to use infantry, send in one or two recon squads also with regular infantry, just to increase the sight range and detection ability of your enemy. Oh, it appears actually I hadn't moved my recon unit far enough forward, so that's my fault. I caused the delay there. The game wasn't happy that I hadn't proceeded with what it wanted me to do. Right, just pushing up my tanks a little bit ahead of my recon unit. Okay, so there's the enemy tanks there getting destroyed. It's causing a bit of mayhem for them. Okay then, so that's the tanks on the west side of the bridge destroyed. So shortly I'm going to push forward. I did however see enemy tank or two on the east side of the bridge, so I'm going to investigate that as well. So here we go now, just pushing up. You'll notice as well area Bravo is 2 stars. That means it's a little bit more difficult to clear, but I'll get 2 stars instead of 1 for completion. Okay, well that was the tank on the east side of the river taken care of. I'm shortly going to push across the east side of the river there, because when this tooltip pops up in a minute, which it will, there we go, Foxtrot is a secondary objective, which gives me an additional star. And in this game, we love stars because it lets you unlock better units later. There we go, got some units now moving out of the trees on the left and right. There is infantry among them, grenadiers. They do carry RPGs, which are deadly to tanks at 700 meters, so it's imperative I get rid of them before they close to within range. Although the vehicles remaining are recon units, which is basically lightly armoured vehicles with a machine gun. So why they thought they could push on towards tanks, I have no idea. Maybe some dodgy AI going on there. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, so as you'll see there, up in the area of Foxtrot, there's a tag saying FOB. That's basically a forward operating base. Essentially, it's a supply yard. So if I can get my vehicles up there and clear the enemies en route, I will then have access to rearm and refuel my vehicles, which is always a good thing. One thing that is kind of heavily featured in this game is the use of logistics. So it's okay having the best vehicles, best tanks, or whatever. Your tanks will run out of fuel, they will run out of ammunition, and they will get damaged. So sometimes you also need to up armour them as well as rearm, refuel. So that's an important component of this game. Same with infantry as well. Infantry will also use ammunition. They will also get injured or killed. However, if you bring them back to a supply yard, you can rearm, repair. You can rearm and also heal injured or killed troops. Right, so I'm going to push back now to section Bravo. Clear that. Okay, so heading back across the bridge. Back in section Bravo. I'm going to move my vehicles into the little bit of forested area in the centre. You've got to be careful if you move armour into deep forest areas, because any enemy infantry lurking will kill them quickly and easily. So we can have a look at the big picture. There we go. A couple of T-55s popped out of the neighbouring forest over there, but they're easily dispatched. T-55s are definitely more of a problem for leopards than T-34s, but still not too much. A couple of recon units there, or sorry, infantry carriers. If they're infantry carriers, that means there's infantry nearby. So I'm going to sit tight and wait to see what appears. Okay, so now double-edged attack. We have T-55 coming down the road, and also much Schutzen infantry trying to attack our west flank. Yeah, when you're using armour and you see infantry popping out of a bush or something in the distance, always try and take them out quickly, because you want to get them before they're in range to use their anti-tank weapons on you. Okay, some more tooltips. Now basically telling me that I can deploy more units to the battlefield, which also at this point as well, it gives you opportunity for logistics vehicles such as supply trucks. As I said, this game does focus quite heavily on logistics as well, so it's always good to make use of that. I'll also be able to deploy a few more tanks and things in a minute, because the area I need to finish off is quite large, and I want to be able to do a sort of a two-pronged assault, a bit of a pincer attack really. I don't want to just rely on units coming from one direction, so that will be my game plan. Okay, so I'll speed the game up again there just to make things a little bit quicker. You can see the Mode Jupiter, that's basically a couple of logistics trucks, which I'm going to position directly behind my armoured vehicles there. And I'm also bringing in some more tanks and a recon unit with some additional logistics vehicles as well. As I said earlier, I'm going to come at this with a two-pronged assault. I'm going to attack the main objective from two sides at the same time. Although my original units are already starting to get hammered by enemy tanks, but they've managed to dispatch them quite quickly. There we go. There's a BMP in the distance. Now BMPs, even though there's only one there, they can be quite dangerous. The reason being they have very long range anti-tank missile, which exceeds the range of my tank guns, so I've got to get in close. But you've still got to be careful doing that, because although the accuracy of the missiles isn't particularly good with early BMPs, later on they can be very accurate indeed, and as I say, they do tend to outrange your tank guns. Okay, a couple of T-55s hiding in the bush there as well. As you can see, I'm moving those tanks around the left flank, and I'm keeping my other units at the front there. It's going to push forward from two sides at the same time. Okay, more units to the bottom of the hedge. Much Schutzens again. In terms of infantry versus infantry, they're not that good, but they, like I say, they do carry RPGs, which can be deadly to tanks if your tanks are too close to them. Okay, there shouldn't be too many more units left now, I think. It should just be a case of mopping up. Okay, there's some more infantry, there we go. So, objective complete, mission complete. I also scored an extra 4 stars there as well for keeping all units in the game alive. So I've earned maximum stars on this level. I plan to earn maximum stars on every level if possible, but we should just have to see how the various subsequent gameplays continue. Alright, so there's the end screen. You can see that I've earned 12 command stars. Completed every single objective, both primary and secondary. Okay, here's the loadout screen there for the next level. The items already highlighted are units available to me already. The dull ones are ones that I need to unlock with command stars. So there, for example, is an upgraded recon vehicle. So the Kurtz is the initial one, then Lux, which is German for Lynx, is the second one. Again, see, it's a bit faster, a bit better armed. Also with the tanks, same thing. You know, the tanks are better armed and armoured as they go down. additional infantry there, but those Heimatschützen, they're more just kind of reserve troops really, not particularly important. Okay, same with the flak panzers or anti-aircraft guns. See, the Gepard there is significantly better than the original flak panzer. So I'm going to start selecting all these additional units. I should have enough stars now as well for all of these available extra units, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, yeah, so selecting all these units here, there we go. Also, the Leopard 1A4 has the longest range gun of the Leopard 1s. I think it's 2,100 meters instead of 1925 meters, which might not sound much difference, but when your enemy still has a gun range of about 1925 meters and you're outranging him at 2,100 and you're staying at 2,100, quite clearly he can't get near you. So there we go. So thank you very much indeed for watching, guys. Please give me a like, a subscribe and click the bell.